6:48, time for the morning rush. This morning we are on to day 2 of the legislative special session called by the governor. Yesterday, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham introduced bills that she says would protect New Mexicans from federal budget cuts. Last night, the House budget bill passed in both chambers. That includes nearly $30 million for food assistance, $50 million for rural providers and hospitals facing cuts to Medicaid and federal funding.
A bill aimed at protecting affordable health care coverage for New Mexicans is moving on into the state Senate. Excuse me. The House passed bill would allow the state to provide subsidies from its health care affordability fund to replace federal tax credits and keep premium costs low. The bill now moves to the Senate. If passed on to the governor, it would go into effect immediately upon her signature.
Last night, the Senate unanimously approved Senate Bill 1, which helps rural hospitals facing federal budget cuts, and another bill to ensure state immunization rules align with guidance from medical authorities. Well, the Senate also approved a bill that is aimed at addressing criminal competency laws. The Senate unanimously confirmed also Gregory Trujillo as a regent for Western New Mexico University. Ryan.
And a beautiful day to walk the dog, go on a run. A little bit of a chilly start for some, but warming up for many in the 70s and 80s, low 90s to the south. Albuquerque sunny in the mid 80s and mostly calm winds, at least for the short term.
A woman who turned herself into police for a crash and shooting in the Northeast Heights has been convicted in that case. In November 2024, APD was called to Comanche and Eubank on a Tuesday afternoon for reports of a shooting. A few days later, Heather Lopez turned herself in and claimed it was self-defense. Yesterday, a jury found her guilty of aggravated battery with a firearm enhancement.
An Edgewood man has now been sentenced in a Christmas Eve killing. In 2023, then 24-year-old Darius Welch beat Brian Enright at a home that was on Aspen Drive. Officers found the 49-year-old victim dead in a bathroom. Welch was originally charged with second-degree murder, but he pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
The state attorney general is suing over new limits he says cut off aid for certain crime victims. The NMDOJ says the rule prevents states from using Victim of Crime Act funding and other grants on services for undocumented immigrants. The AG calls the rule unconstitutional and says it upends victim services programs. Ryan.
And while temperatures will continue to be above normal, precipitation amounts will change. So even through next week into the following week, very likely above normal temperatures throughout New Mexico, but with higher rain chances, we'll see some stronger winds eventually ahead.
Well, fans may see a favorite balloon fly its final fiesta this year. Belgian pilot Benoit Lambert says that the Darth Vader balloon, at nearly 2 decades old, requires a complete makeover and remake. Now, that's because of its complex shape, so he is raising $150,000 to do so. Now, anyone who makes a donation will receive a piece of the original balloon to keep as a memento. If you'd like to help out, we have a link at KRQE.com.
Albuquerque's west side will soon be getting its first ever Y. Early next year, the YMCA of Central New Mexico says it will be opening a new location on Coors near Cottonwood Mall. According to the YMCA, the new location is expected to increase the number of New Mexicans served by 8,000 to 10,000 people in the coming years.
Albuquerque's first responders are now gearing up for Balloon Fiesta, and they're having a little fun with it. Albuquerque Police and Fire Rescue, they came together this week to revive the Mannequin Challenge. That was a trend that went viral back in 2016. Now, in the video shared to social media, officers and firefighters can be seen striking a pose near the Sandia Peak tram. Ryan.
And traffic is picking up across the Albuquerque Metro. There's an accident blocking I-25 south around the Big I. More cars and trucks on the roadways leading up to Balloon Fiesta. We'll have more traffic updates later on.
Amazon is announcing an expansion of its grocery brand to make food essentials more affordable for consumers. The company launched Amazon Grocery on Wednesday. The new private label grocery collection will feature more than 1,000 items from produce to meat. The company says most items under the label will cost under $5.
And now it's time for the 5 facts.
At number 5, New Mexico's signature event, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, is going to be lifting off in just 2 days, and the city is making final preparations. Now, for the first time, the park has flushable toilets and plumbing for future restrooms. The city also improved electrical lines along Vendor Row, as well as adding the high-speed fiber optic network to boost public safety. 500 new parking spaces are also going to be available. APD will also be out patrolling the grounds, and the fiesta this year marks the 20th anniversary of the Balloon Museum.
At number 4, fans may see a favorite balloon fly its final fiesta this year. Belgian pilot Benoit Lambert says the Darth Vader balloon, nearly 2 decades old, requires a complete remake due to its complex shape. So he's raising $150,000. Anyone who donates will receive a piece of the original balloon to keep as a memento. If you'd like to help, we have more info at KRQE.com.
And at number 3, calm winds for the short term, but as the high pressure moves away to the east, the low pressure moves in. Stronger upper level winds will also translate to stronger surface winds, and with a little bit of a temperature roller coaster with some moisture as well.
At number 2, the Farmington Police Department is sharing footage of a police stop for illegal racing that turned into a fiery crash. Late last Friday night, officers were on patrol when 2 cars came barreling past them racing, a red Supra and a white sedan. When officers try to pull them over, they take off. Then it takes a turn for a worse. A passenger was pulled from the flaming car and the driver escaped. The driver of the white car also escaped the flames. One is facing charges. They're still looking to charge another driver.
At number 1, it is day 2 of the legislative special session that was called by the governor. Yesterday, the governor introduced bills that she says would protect New Mexicans from federal budget cuts. Now, last night, the House budget bill passed in both chambers. That includes nearly $30 million for food assistance, $50 million for rural providers and hospitals facing cuts to Medicaid and federal funding. And it also includes $6 million for public broadcasting in the state.